with the budget coming up, we're about to be engulfed with all sorts of numbers, data. I want to give you just two big numbers, OK, because this tells most of the story. Ultimately, what is a budget about? It's about the difference between these two bars here. This is taxes, so the money that's coming into the exchequer, and that is spending, the red bar there. And you can see the spending, £1.2 trillion, is considerably bigger than the money coming in to the exchequer. And that is why, difference between those two bars, that's basically why we have a deficit. That's borrowing there, £122 billion. And a lot of the policy that we've had in recent years, a lot of those fiscal rules we keep hearing about, it's all about bringing those two bars so they are closer to each other, so you're not borrowing as much. And that means kind of going and thinking about what is within those bars. So look at spending. You've got social security, welfare, you've got health, you've got other departments, you've got interest and investment. And then on taxes, it's been about looking at things like income tax, national insurance, VAT. Previously, though, the easiest thing that people have cut when they wanted to bring this bar in particular down was investment. So Jeremy Hunt, George Osborne did this, and Jeremy Hunt was planning to bring investment down in order to meet his rules. Look at where investment was planned to go in the coming years. It was going to go down, down, down. Rachel Reeves says she wants to keep it higher. And that would potentially mean, you know, it's possible, but it would potentially mean billions of pounds, tens of billions of pounds, maybe £30 billion to keep it where it is right now, which, back to the big picture, means this gets even bigger. Now, one solution to try and bring these bars closer to each other is to try and raise this one. So, for instance, national insurance, that's one thing that's been mooted, higher employer national insurance contributions. An alternative, slightly more tricky way of doing it, or tricksy way of doing it, is to change the definition of those fiscal rules. And there's two rules. And interestingly, in both of them, it looks like Rachel Reeves is going to omit investment. Look, it's just disappeared from that, which means all of a sudden, the red bar is actually smaller than the blue bar. Now, a lot of people have been looking at this and saying, hang on, aren't markets going to see this as a bit of a fiddle? Aren't they going to start to panic? And they point to charts like this. This is showing the rate at which the UK government borrows right now in financial markets, and that has been going higher. And so some people are saying, look, is this a sign that markets are panicking? It's over 4.2%. Well, maybe, but maybe not, because look at what the US is having to pay at the moment on the same debt. It's going up at the same rate as well. And actually, if you compare the UK with the US and Germany, this has been the range at which our debt has traded ahead of budgets back in the past. So anything within those lines is perhaps seen as the safety zone. And look at where UK government debt is right now. In other words, markets are not panicking, which is a clear contrast with what happened in the run-up to the mini-budget in 2022.